right, so what I'll do is I'll read my prepared comments and then I'll open it up for some questions. Okay? You guys let me know when you're ready. All right, ready? Good afternoon. I'm Chief Floyd Mitchell of the Lubbock Police Department, and I called this press conference to discuss the events that took place on January 1st, New Year's Day, at Club Level, 1928 Buddy Holly Avenue, and the Lubbock Police Department's response to this tragic event, which took the lives of Garyante Shepard and Dedrick Traylor. My condolences go out to both of the families of these victims. I will start with a brief timeline of the initial response to the calls from the first 911 call for service of shots fired until the officers arrived on scene. At 1:52 and 33 seconds in the a.m., the first 911 call was received by the call takers at our dispatch center. At 1:53 and 10 seconds, the call information was entered into the department's computer-aided dispatch system and sent to dispatchers. At 1:53 and 48 seconds, dispatch received the information and transmitted it to patrols officers to respond. At 1:53 and 52 seconds, officers acknowledged dispatch information and indicated that they were en route to the call for service. At 1:57 and 14 seconds, the first officers notified dispatch that they were on scene at that location. A total time from the 911 emergency call until the first officers arrived on scene was 4 minutes and 41 seconds. A number of Lubbock Police Department on-duty units cleared from other calls to respond to the incident, including myself and Officer Christopher Fatigati, who I was riding with throughout that evening. Once officers arrived on scene, we located two victims suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. Lubbock Fire and Rescue and EMS arrived immediately and began to provide emergency medical treatment on both victims prior to their transport to Universal Medical Center, where they both were pronounced deceased. That covers the initial response of the Lubbock Police Department, Fire and EMS to the incident from the 911 emergency call until the transport of both gunshot victims. Because this is an open, ongoing criminal investigation, I'm not able to discuss any of the particulars of the investigation at this time. I would ask that anyone who was at that location or has information regarding the murders to please contact Detective Price at area code 806-548-4111. Again, that's 806-548-4111. We need your help in solving these murders, especially any information on the events that occurred outside the nightclub involving the victim found in the street. I'm now going to transition to what we, the Lubbock Police Department, know about this particular location, Club Level, and our previous efforts to address calls for service and acts of violence at this location. Our records indicate that since November 24, 2019 through January 1st, 2020, the Lubbock Police Department has responded to this location for 4 assault calls, 1 assault call with a firearm, 1 assault with a firearm resulting in a shooting, and the New Year's Day double homicide. After the shooting that occurred in the parking lot on November 29th, we directed patrol officers to spend additional time patrolling this area. We also had members of our crime suppression and Texas anti-gang units conduct targeted operations in the Depot District on December 5th and December 7th with the assistance of patrol officers. Both of these operations resulted in over 200 traffic stops, 30 felony arrests, 31 misdemeanor arrests, 75 warrants cleared, 45 citations issued, 5 firearms seized, and an assortment of narcotics seized. On December 10th, members of my investigative staff spoke with Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission, TABC, about the issues we were experiencing at this particular location and requested their assistance in enforcement action. On December 12th, members of my patrol and investigative command met with the owner and promoter of Club Level to discuss the ongoing issues with his establishment and how we could work together to address some of the issues. The issues discussed included club security, parking lot security, and the traffic patterns in the area. On December 18th, members of my command staff met with the City of Lubbock Traffic Engineering to examine the traffic patterns and to help with traffic congestions in this area during closing hours when everyone was trying to leave the depot district, which causes opportunities for people to loiter. Members of my command staff are also looking at other legal remedies. Members of my command staff are also looking at other legal remedies to address this particular location, club level, based on the ongoing clear and present danger it causes to public safety at large. After the events that took place on New Year's Day, we again made contact with TABC on January 1st regarding the violence we have experienced at club level. We requested in writing that they use their authority to temporarily close down this establishment until a solution can be identified. We were notified yesterday that a summary order from TABC was put in place to close the establishment for 7 days while TABC conducts their investigation. The Depot District is a very important part of the city, showcasing a number of businesses and opportunities for citizens. The area houses some of our community's most iconic landmarks and favorite entertainment locations. However, the actions at club level have marred this reputation and the opportunities to enjoy the many offerings at this area. The Lubbock Police Department takes this and all crime in our city seriously, and we are actively working toward a permanent solution to the crime occurring in the Depot District, specifically at club level. This concludes my prepared statements, and I will answer questions.
I know you said that there were a lot of specifics that you can't talk about, but can you, address whether or not the two victims were targeted by the shooter?
At this time, we don't know that they were targeted by the shooter. We are still interviewing witnesses in regards to what happened that night. We're looking over videotape both inside and outside of the club to identify people that were there and conduct further interviews.
And was the club level at that time packed? How many people?
It was fully crowded. They were actually closing down, so it was closing time when all this occurred.
A lot of people have raised concerns about the operator. So is there an investigation into him or anything like that?
That's why we're partnering with TABC. Our powers are somewhat limited in what we can do, but we have made contact with TABC and working with them in cooperation with the club owner.
Chief, you said you guys spoke with the operator, before the New Year's Eve shooting. Did he have any plans to change? What was that conversation like?
The conversations with my detectives or my investigators was that he was going to, he brought up some issues that he thought we could address, talking about the traffic patterns, and my people shared with him things that he needed to address, talking about security inside the club, security in the parking lot, patting people down. So we were working toward coming to a solution from that avenue as well.
Are the crime levels at club level higher than other clubs, nightclubs in town?
I haven't looked at the stats for other nightclubs, but I can tell you what I have seen based on this short time period. It's unacceptable, and that's why during that the shooting that took place back on November the 29th, we took steps to contact the TABC, contact the club owner, and work toward finding a solution.
Is the club owner working in partnership with y'all right now during this investigation?
At this time, he is cooperating with our investigation.
Y'all have specifically asked for information on the outside area. So is there something that's making it difficult to investigate that part?
Well, we have video inside. The video outside is not as clear. We're asking anyone that was in that area that may have cell phone video or may have seen something to provide that information to our detectives.
That surveillance video inside, what does it show?
Can't get into that right now.
You mentioned that anti-gang unit was involved in this. Is there a particular gang that y'all are looking at, or is this shooting that way?
The anti-gang unit is one of our proactive units that we can incorporate into our investigative when we start doing proactive enforcement. you know, will our investigation come to the conclusion that some of the members involved there were gang members? Probably, but at this point in time, I can't verify that.
Going forward, would there be an increased police presence in the Depot District in total?
Yes, just like I said, that club has been shut down for TABC while they conduct their investigation, but we also are going to continue our efforts to have a more visible police presence in that area, especially during the weekend hours.
And when that 7-day investigation is up, Level Nightclub, they can resume business, is that correct?
If TABC does not move further down in regards to their investigation based on the violence that we have seen.
So if they get to resume business, what can they do to make it safe, or is that something that doesn't?
Well, you're iffing me. So right now, let us see where we get with this one, and then maybe we can readdress that question later.
What exactly is TABC looking for? What would shut down this place?
Well, one, continued acts of violence that's causing a danger to our public at large. If some of these rounds would have hit a car driving by or anything like that, they look at code violations in regards to occupancy, over-serving, underage folks in there. There's a whole list of things that TABC can look at to shut a club down.
And a lot of people had their phones out shooting video. And a lot of people have seen a video of the deceased person in the street. What should patrons do if they ever see anything like that?
Well, hopefully cooperate with us. Contact us and say, hey, I was there, I have this video. As a detective, it's that one lead or that one piece of evidence or information that most often cracks a case. So if you have information, we'd ask that you please contact us.
Do y'all have any leads as of now as who the suspect might be or an identity yet?
We're following up on several leads right now.
So much.
Thank you, guys.